What a year we've had. Happy New Year, happy old year, right? So let's zoom in a little bit to make it a little more respectful here. Because, I'm trying to make a good presentation here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to reflect back. It's been 363 days, right? Not a leap year. We're going to look back at all the stuff I've done, all the stuff I've covered on my YouTube channel, things that have happened to me, things that have happened in general. So let's try to do that while I got some Chibi Robo guitar. And as we look forward to 2024. So, going back, what's the greatest game? Now, this one came out last year, right? So I got this one. I'm liking this one. I like Sparks of Hope. So if you want to focus on the 2023 games, I mean, we can focus on these. But I got this one as a Black Friday deal, and I'm enjoying it. I'm going back to enjoying Donkey Kong 64, not Jungle Beat. And I thought Tears of the Kingdom I went back to play recently. And somebody correct me. Am I supposed to get rid of all the goop on the island where you're swimming up the waterfall, the one that Sidon's talking about? You're swimming up a waterfall to a floating island and it's got goop all over it. But when I cleared the one on the table, nothing happened. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm stuck on a shrine too. I'm kind of like quietly quit this one. This one was a lot of fun. Super Mario RPG was a lot of fun. What a lot of memories this brought back for me. But honestly, I would have to say that between RPG and Zelda, some of my favorite games, and keep in mind these games are a couple of years old, were Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man Miles Morales on the Steam Deck. And the reason being is that although those games are a bit dated, they're dated games, but they made their Steam debut, their PC debut. So it was great to get those games and then these two games. So as far as the best games, I mean, this is what I picked. So I'm happy for that. And I recently got into the Rambo set, the 5-disc set that I talked about. I got into it. So I had not watched a Rambo movie, and I wanted to watch Apocalypse Now before that, because the character of Rambo was a major character in the Vietnam War. So the 5 movies and Apocalypse Now felt like a really good, a block of movies that were not comic book related, and they were just action movies. And you just turn your brain off and just watch it, and it's fun. So 2023 was the first year I ever really got into Rambo, and I'm glad I got into it. I think, wasn't there something called Rambo Saves Christmas? I don't know what that's about. And we are saying goodbye to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, at least the series that I liked a lot. And here is He-Man and the Brave Warriors. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed this. I'm glad I got to cover this book. I like the book more than the DVD set, but I mean, like I said, I gave the DVD set the series a B or B minus. I felt like Rob David and the other guy, they were sort of undermining children's ability to have a long attention span. I mean, children can have a long attention span if you can make a good story and make it work. It doesn't have to be too adult, but it just has to be enough to get their attention. The stories were moving way too quick. And in some ways, it didn't deserve a season 4, but I think it deserved one more season to correct its course and make something really work, especially with Despera, Shira, and his mother. Night Court. Oh, yes, this shitty show. This got a season 2. I don't care to see it. I don't care to see. I mean, I got my TV working, but do you think I want to see season 2? And I missed the episode where Marsha Warfield came back. Those are the only 2 people left alive, minus some other actors who were not regulars but came on the show. It's just kind of sad. It really isn't the show that it used to be. I mean, you can't bring it back. You can bring it back, but anybody gonna fucking watch it? Like half of the people don't like it because it wasn't the show that we were used to, and the other half don't know what a night court is. Superman Dynasty. Now, regrettably, I did not finish this because I didn't see much reception for it. I do care if people are watching and people are tuning in and giving likes or not. But I was proud of doing this art. I was proud of doing this. I think when I focus on the art first before anything, that kind of ruins my ability to finish this. But I have no regrets. This was based on the Superman 96 story. I did a little bit of story for this. I wanted to show a cyberpunk world, kind of like the ending to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where it was like bright colors against black. This cyberpunk rogue planet that was dark and mysterious. But even if it's 1,000 years or thousands of years later, um, truth, justice, and the American way, you never forgot what Superman represented. It was the Henry Cavill Superman. So it was like it was his goodbye because he was a hologram and he would be joining Lois in the afterlife. And that was all these people would witness this because they realized that it wasn't Lex Luthor or Brainiac. It was Superman tricking them because he just wanted to be set free. And that's what the whole plot was about. And I thought it would have been great. It would have been like the plot to like Civil War, Captain America Civil War. And here is Zuchispa. I never finished this. What I'm going to do, just because I want to just do this, I want to do the main story that connects all these people together. And I've kept the story to myself for a long time, but it is based on the Outcasters novels that I wrote and published, self-published. The stories I talked about before, Green Pueblo, Gray Patriarchy, and Grim Planet. I've shared those stories online. So I'm going to do that. I am actually working on the outline as I am posting this. Okay. So I am retiring this particular story, but I'm not going to retire um, the universe. I'm calling it the Outcasters Ghost Passage. Ghost, like Ghost, right? But Ghost Passage. And this might be my last Outcasters story ever. I'll see how this goes, but it's going to be like an event, and I want that to be shared. I mean, I want to share that with everybody. I want everyone to really like this, and you know, it's not easy for me to write these things, but I'm going to focus on the writing first and then the art. How about that? James Gunn, this clown. So, yeah, I think James Gunn thinks that everybody's a bunch of 20-year-old horny, uh, like psychopathic comic book fans, and there's this question, right? Um, and I'm closer to his age. I think I'm not young enough to be his son. Okay, I think he was born in the 1960s somewhere. Okay, let me explain this to you. Okay, to be old enough to be my parent, you would have to have been born in 1960, not 1960s, 1960. Okay, that's just how it is. Anyway, no, I am not looking forward to James Gunn's movies. I don't give a shit. You shat all over Michael Keaton's Batman. You shat all over Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot. Fuck you. I really don't give a shit about your movies. So, the only thing I'm looking forward to are 20th Century Studios movies, Deadpool 3, and Batman and Joker. That's about it. And there's other things I'll talk about. And Splatoon. This was the year that I got into Splatoon, and I liked Splatoon. Um, I feel like it's probably no different than what I would get if I bought 2 or 3, but two and 3 are portable. This is the only non-portable one. So this has introduced me to this genre, um, and it's good. I mean, it's basically like Go, but instead of like putting one piece at a time, you put multiple pieces. I mean, if you modify Go, that's basically what Splatoon is. Sorry to burst your bubble, everyone, but that's what it is. I mean, you had to have seen things long enough to make that little choice. But yeah, good on Splatoon, good on Nintendo, Splatoon. And this was the year that I got into doing the Lego houses. I stopped short of the Moleville houses. So I did do some of this. This is cool. I enjoyed it. It was fun to make the little houses with the limited Lego pieces that I had. But hopefully you all enjoyed it too. This was fun. And this was a year for not one, not two, but 4 DC movies, DCEU movies. I just picked this one up today. This one came out about, what, 3 weeks ago? Or a month ago? No, it actually came out maybe 6 weeks ago. I'm not sure. It's been a while since this one came out. So you got your representation there. Um, there were just a lot of different movies, but I mean, you had the Mario movie, you had Dungeons and Dragons, you had Aquaman, Godzilla minus one, which I have not seen yet. Oppenheimer, Barbie. Was it Barbenheimer? Barbie? Have not seen Barbie. Have not seen Oppenheimer. There was the Sound of Freedom. So I think between all those movies, and I have yet to see those ones, but I can only go by the ones I've seen. Okay, so I will say the one I enjoyed the most, though I had to disown AMC. AMC can go fuck themselves. the one I enjoyed the most was Renfield. Best movie that I liked this year. Best comedy too, for this year. And here's another thing I talked about: blocking the sidewalks, whether it's people blocking large sections of sidewalk. It is. I mean, look, I don't want to say we're dumb mojados, but we can be dumb mojados when given the chance. Okay. I believe in Mexicans and Cubans and Spanish and Ecuadorian, El Salvadorian being the best they can be. Whether they want to be doctors, or they want to be like Jaime Escalante, they want to be teachers or coaches. But I'm gonna shit on you. First of all, when you fuck with me, and two, when you do this kind of dumb shit, putting also to the well, I'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah, the blocking the sidewalks is absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Kate Quigley. So yeah, almost forgot about this incident with the trains and people starting fights and starting fights on buses too. Um, dumb wetbacks is not a thing you want to really say too often, but I will say it, okay? Because like I said, if you fuck with me again, we're gonna start some bullshit. I'll finish it, okay? As Joey Diaz says, and I say, you watch everything that's happening because you fucking have to, okay? You have to watch everyone and everything that's happening because people want to start some bullshit. People want to start some bullshit. And I don't have time for that. I paid money for that ticket to go there early, and people wanted to fuck around. It's like, take your bullshit off the trains and off the buses so that the rest of us can get some shit done. And I'm seeing some sheriffs on the platforms. Good. That needs to be done. And speaking of comedians, Joey Diaz. This is when I reviewed the book. I read the other one. What is it? The George Soros one, but people like this one more. And I do agree. I mean, it's such a great book. You can read it over and over. And Joey Diaz is mostly done telling these stories. He set himself free by publishing this book. I think he's going to do another one about the method of doing jokes. But what a great book this was. I mean, good book, good times. I liked it. Recommended. Have you ever picked it up? Pick it up. I'll be standing on my head till my ears are turning red. Go see Cal. Go see Cal. Go see Cal. God, yeah. This is the end of Worthington Ford. It is location closed if you look it up online. But yeah, what great memories, right? Um, it's one of those few things like the Federated Group and Zodies and Leo Stereo, Circuit City, Silo. Remember Silo? Anybody remember Silo? For Good Guys, Safeway, all those things that I remember. And this is one of those few things that just like went down the tubes. Um, yeah, that was a different time. But there's different ways to, or like, I mean, there's different personalities. It's always fun. And Larry Miller, who is Sit and Sleep, who's doing Sit and Sleep, um, he's kind of like moved up to upscale, kind of high profile commercials now. But when he started out, it was like these midnight obscure, off the wall, poor acting, poor graphics kind of commercials, and those will still be around. I mean, you could look it up. Late night, late night commercials, 2023. Maybe you'll find something interesting. I have not looked those up, but if you could find them, that's the true legacy of Worthington Ford is seeing these weird personalities trying to sell you a car or a TV or a bed or food, like Tito's Tacos in Culver City. Like you see those late at night. She was a little weird, wasn't she? Well, I think Rachel is probably the least. And I was thinking about this too about Renfield. Between Amber Heard, Brie Larson, and Aquafina, I think Aquafina had the best performance. And I would say that Rachel Zegler is probably, the least of the problems. Okay, she's gonna sort herself out. And unlike Brie Larson or Amber Heard, I think she might have a little more sense. Okay, so we'll see what 2024 brings for Rachel. Star Fox. So there was the 30th anniversary of Star Fox. My only regret was not being able to show you all the original game. We did all right with the special competition edition. We did all right with that. It was okay. I mean, I had fun playing these games. I hope you had fun watching them. Do we have other? We have Donkey Kong 64 anniversary. We have Sonic Adventure anniversary. And I'm not sure how I'm going to ever be able to play that. I hope Steam has figured this out so I can download that game It's not a big file to download. It's a Dreamcast game, I think. And what other ones? Wario's Woods. I don't know. There's some NES games. Donkey Kong Country, of course, the original Donkey Kong Country, and God, so many games. There's some ones that came out in '84, but I have to go back. But we'll go through some anniversary games next year. Scott Adams. Now, look, Scott's free to have his own opinions. I don't think he's going to put on a white pointed hood or anything like that or wear a swastika. But I do think that he's a human being with human feelings, okay? I didn't talk about what was happening with Maine. Maine is trying to block Trump. Yeah. The only thing about Trump is that I'm going to say this, okay? I do worry that he's going to do a sequel to Roe versus Roe v. Wade and then give governors the right to ban gay marriage like they've been banning abortion rights. I'm like, well, think about it like this. If there are a lot of taxpayers in your state that are pro choice and you decide to fuck with their rights and they decide to move out of your state, is that a good idea? So I mean, there are some left wing values that I hold dear. I do support identity politics and virtue signaling when it's done right. When it's done to lecture the rest of us because of what Harvey Weinstein did or Jeffrey Epstein or some other stupid people, hey, you lost us. All right. So I still like Dilbert School. Owlbear. So as of this recording, I still don't have the Mimic Diceling. I don't know if it was ever I don't know if it was in limited supply because that's not coming out till fucking April, and that makes me mad. So I have to wait for that. I am, as of this recording right now, I have ordered a new mattress because my old mattress is 13 years old. We need to get a new mattress, and it's a foldable mattress. It's 6 inches tall. My old mattress is 10 inches tall. So there are some things I'm doing at the last minute. It probably will not get here until the new year. That's fine, but there are things I'm trying to do to clean up my life a little bit. So yeah, going back to Dicelings, yeah, so I'm still waiting on Mimic, but I'm glad I got the other ones. I've shown you all the other ones, and when I get Mimic, I will demonstrate Mimic. And slightly serious tone, Gannon Stouch, you are missed terribly. I'm glad your mom's in jail for all the and stays in prison. No parole for her or probation, nothing. If anybody wants ever proof as to why pro-life is not indefinite, this is proof. Also, Gabriel Fernandez and all the babies that were found in dumpsters. So, good riddance to the mother. Justice for Gannon has been served, and play a Sonic game in his honor. Okay, so let's go to a more slightly lighter tone. Saturday morning cartoons. I'm glad I got to cover this. Um, it was a fun ride to do this. It really was. I kind of essentially covered 50 years since Yogi Bear and Super Friends. So it was good going through the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s with an epilogue. I know the epilogue was not fun, but you gotta wrap it up somehow. So they're all on a playlist. I don't know. There'll be some other retro stuff. Maybe I'll just talk about the Peanuts and Garfield and stuff that I used to watch as a retrospective. Um, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to arrange that, but we'll figure that out. One of the best investments I ever made, my Star Trek chess set. Loving this thing. It's a very simple game, and you can play it anywhere. It doesn't play like regular chess, but it really does some really cool shit. I mean, this is like the best 3D platforming battle that you can do. Nobody has ever really played this. I'm not even sure the actors remember how to play it. I think Mr. Spock cheated if you look carefully at one YouTube video. So this is a great investment. And it can be a clumsy piece of shit, but it's worth it. And this is my favorite Lex Luthor so far. This is Michael Cudlitz, and he did, of course, he was Abraham in Walking Dead. Don't remember much about that. But this is going to be good. If season 4 of Superman and Lois is anything, any indication of the reshuffling, taking out certain actors, keeping certain actors, season 4 is going to be the best, shortest, the best run. I mean, this is like, it is the last season, so it's like riding that motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Let's hope that it is I mean, if this is an indication of what we're getting, let us hope we get it. Ah, yes, Wonderwell, the final Carrie Fisher movie. Not a great movie, was it? I think I gave it a C or so. I said, you're watching this to say goodbye to Carrie Fisher. That's really the only purpose. And then she had a wild party late at night and had the cops called on her. I gotta say, look, it was your life, but there was no way you could party like an 18-year-old at your age. You just couldn't do it. And she was like 60, right? Wasn't she exactly 60 years old when she died? I know Ian McDermott is in his 70s now. Man, it's just really, it's one of those things you'd have to get high on weed and then watch the movie. That's the way you're gonna. So, I will say though, Wonderwell is better than the two Star Wars movies in theaters. And we're saying goodbye to Arlene Sorkin. She'll be missed terribly. Especially watch Days of Our Lives or America's Funniest People. But of course, you remember Batman. Yes, she was Batman. Yeah, it's gonna be sad. I still like her better than Tara. Tara Strong to me is kind of the weakest of the Harley Quinns. Well, there's weaker Harley Quinns, but and I think Kaylee Cuoco did pretty good. I wonder if she saw some of that stuff. And we're also saying goodbye to Ohashi Junko or Junko Ohashi. She will be missed terribly, but her music lives on. If you ever got a chance to listen to her music, look it up on YouTube. You will find some greatest hits, I promise you. And don't let her death be in vain. Great music. And holding a candle for my cousin, Elba Amaya, who died of lung cancer. She was 56. She died before her father's age, and she died before my father's age. It's really sad. Um, it's really difficult. But I have her damn TV without a remote. There's nothing I can really do. Yeah, I don't sound very sentimental, but it's hard to talk to my family. When people in your family want to be right all the time, it's very difficult to have holiday get-togethers, okay? So do me a favor, please, if you have younger cousins or younger siblings, know when to admit you're wrong. They'll be over for Christmas, I promise you. So, um, she had a bad divorce, and her son lived with his father, with her husband, with his father for years. So, a rough life it was. My Zelda board game. So I really had fun doing this. It's one of the few fan games that Nintendo cannot simply take down. They could try to take down my videos, but let me tell you, I will scream. I will be screaming bloody fucking murder if they try that shit. Because it's a board game with plastic toys. You have to buy all that stuff, okay? All the cards. So do me a favor, just in case Nintendo may try something like that. Try and go watch my videos. I have a playlist for Zelda Four Swords of the Wild board game, and take a look for yourself. See if you want to try to get some of these toys, and you can make your own. Even the playing cards that make up Hyrule are from Nintendo. So I buy a Nintendo product, you know. And here is the most beautiful woman in the multiverse. That is Amaya Catherine Miller. And I've been doing some fan posts. I'm going to start doing them here on YouTube as well as TikTok and Instagram mostly. So if you stick around, you're on Instagram, or if you're on here, check them out. They're not for everyone. Amaya has moved on to less famous ventures. Okay, but really take a look at all that stuff. I got her magazine that she did for this year. Really proud of her. Yeah, I'm old enough to be her father. I don't give a shit. Look. There's a difference between me and Boogie. We'll talk about Boogie in a moment, but I'm not Boogie. Okay, Boogie's a clown. But anyway, so I'm proud of Amaya. I hope to meet her one day, under the right circumstance. But for now, doing fan content. So stay tuned for more. Ultimate Marvel returned in 2023, but as I told you, it's a waste of time. You're better off. As of right now, I'm rereading the Universe X stories and then Paradise X, which shows the Marvel heroes at their old age. But here are some of the Marvel comic books that are Ultimate Marvel. After 2006, when they started doing the whole ultimatum, that's when you thought the Jedi Order 66 was bad. This makes the way they killed off the characters in Ultimate Marvel makes Jedi Order look like killing cockroaches at night. It was so bad. So bad. And this here, fix the door. Not much, is it? But it's fixed somehow. Palpatine returns somehow. But you know who didn't have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year? And is probably not going to have a Happy New Year. Gerard. So yeah, Gerard is going to, I think, Boogie was right in saying, or no, I think Review Tech USA was right in saying that he should take off for a long while and then, come back. Or I think Boogie said it in a few months, come back in a few months, come back in a year. Yeah, he fucked up, didn't he? So he got coal and maybe he got a broken TV somebody gave him on the street. I don't know. As a consolation prize, who knows? Or maybe he fled the country. Boogie. So I really don't give a shit now. Boogie said that his girlfriend got kidnapped on Twitter. I think he's pulling some Andy Kaufman bullshit. I'm like, dude, not everybody knows that you're joking around. This is the thing. It's hard. It's very difficult for someone who has less followers to tell somebody with more followers what to do or how to do their channel. But I think in this case, I can say when you have the followers you have you have different ways you can present yourself. But when you're trying to present yourself as this practical joker who is trying to mess with your audience, and then you're trying to be serious, okay? So when you have like Keemstar telling you to go end yourself with the Lol Cow podcast, and then you have something different like the power of the internet, or when you're trying to talk to your fans, I think in your case you can only pick one or the other. Which one are you? Are you the practical joker, or are you somebody relating to your fan base? Because you can't be both. Because it's unstable and people cannot stand for it. I wouldn't stand for it. So yeah, that's that for that. So I really don't give a shit. I don't know why he said his girlfriend got kidnapped if it wasn't true. What the fuck are you doing? And finally, Donkey Kong. So I think we'll leave it there. There's Donkey Kong contemplating the rest of his life as I'm contemplating mine. It's been a rough 2023. I will not lie to you. It's going to get probably worse or better. Now, 2024, look, this is the thing. We're not going to stand for COVID-23. We're not standing for COVID-23. If you don't need the toilet paper, don't buy it. If COVID-23 happened, now COVID-19, some people said, there were a lot of conspiracy theorists that said COVID-19 was fake. It wasn't fake. People really died. But if those conspiracy theorists came back for 23, I wouldn't even blame them at that point. Oh yeah, this was the year that Star Trek Prodigy got saved. Yep, we saved Star Trek Prodigy. Forgot about that. I try to remember every single thing, but yeah, that's it. So good luck, and let's see what 2024 brings. I think it'll be not as bad as the things that happened 4 years ago. What do you think? Yeah.